Lower back exercises. The 5 best exercises you can do to relieve lower back pain. Today I'm going to walk you through the causes why you might have back pain and how we can fix it. Hi, my name is Christiana Mikesh. I'm a certified personal trainer and I have helped hundreds of people get rid of their pain, fix their problems and adapt to a sustainable fitness routine. I find problems, fix them, build muscle and create a fat burning machine. Most people who start working with me suffer from lower back pain, which is a quite common condition regarding our modern lifestyle. And it is pretty common in people who have an office job or who spend a lot of time seated. Because fact is, when we go to work, we sit on the bus, we sit in a car, we don't walk anymore that much. We get to work seated, we sit at work the whole day, we come back seated and then spend more time sitting in front of the TV. So what's happening over time is that our core and our glute muscles become much weaker in comparison to our back muscles because of the seated position. So what's happening here is that our back becomes the dominant muscle. It takes all the load, all the strain on, and one day it just starts hurting. So an easy way to fix it is to simply, most of the time, strengthen your core and your glute muscles. So I'm not saying that every back pain is the same and you just need to strengthen your core and your glutes. No, there are different kind of back pain, but this might be a solution for you if you have back pain, if you sit a lot, if you didn't lift any heavy weights and you don't exercise regularly. You might get away by just strengthening your core and your glute muscles. I'm gonna be making more videos about different back pains in the future, but today, if you feel lower back pain, you don't really know what to do and there's nothing else that you can do right now, give it a try. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go down to the floor and I'll be showing you the 5 best exercises that you can do to strengthen your core and your glutes. Stick with me until the end of this video because I will be telling you the instructions, the exact instructions that you need to do, how many repetitions, how often you need to do it to relieve your back pain as fast as possible. Let's dive down. Whoop! And there we are again. So, before we do any of the crazy stuff, I just want to make sure that you know how to engage your core because that's going to be really important. So when you engage your core, it basically feels like as if someone would punch you in the guts. So really that moment of shock when you pull your belly button towards your spine and feel the upper and lower abs engaging, if that makes sense. So what we're gonna do, the first exercise is gonna be the, in Pilates they call it IMPRINTS, in fitness they call it Pelvic Tilt. So when you lie on the floor, you basically see when we're lying we have a natural curve in our spine. That's why there's some space in between the floor and our back. So what we're gonna do from here is we feel the punch and then we press our back into the floor. Our hips basically shift up, all right? Punch and press your back into the floor. So there should be no space in between the floor and your back as you do this exercise. Really go ahead, neutral spine, and punch, imprint, and relax again, all right? Number 2 is dead bugs. Dead bugs is my favorite exercise to get the core of my clients activated. So there are different modifications, different variations that you can do depending on which level, how strong you are already, or if you need some more work. Remember that with each exercise that we're doing, you really want to feel your core muscles working. Because the problem here is if you start feeling it in the back, your back is flaring up, or you just feel your back working more than your actual core, then you need to take a step back and make it a little easier for yourself, okay? Those are all core exercises. If you don't feel it in the core, then you're not working your core. Okay, we're gonna lie down for the dead bugs. Easy variation, okay? That's variation number 1. You're gonna bring your legs up into a tabletop position. Important here is that you imprint, remember the first exercise, pull your belly button towards your spine, bring your spine onto the floor, and from here, hands up, you're just gonna tap the floor close to you, okay? Don't go too far out, and that's all it is. So here, important is that you really feel the squeeze and feel the lower and the upper abs engaging, okay? If you're strong, you can start bringing one arm down, the opposite arm down at a time, which makes it a little bit of more coordination as well. The second one you can do is bring your foot further away from the body. So the further away your foot, the harder it gets until you can actually straighten out the leg. As said before, important here is that you keep your back on the floor. Okay, most people get lower back pain from working on their back using their legs because they start arching here. All right, if you feel yourself start arching here, return to an easier variation and really focus on pressing the back onto the floor. That's the most important thing. If you start doing this here, then that's gonna hurt your back. Okay, if it hurts your back, you don't wanna do it. Number 3 are glute bridges, which target the glutes and the hamstrings, the back of the leg. So listen to me carefully, because a lot of people get back pain from this exercise because they don't know how to do it correctly, which muscles to actually squeeze, which just results in their back taking over the movement and working as a primary muscle, what we don't want to do. So there are different modifications as well. By the way, you know, because of the YouTube algorithm and stuff, if you find this video helpful and you would recommend it to anyone with lower back pain, please give it a like, subscribe here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're back here on the glute bridges. So you're gonna go down to the floor with your fingers close to your heels, okay? You don't wanna have the heels too far out, close to your fingers. And from here, imagine you've got a golf ball in between your butt cheeks, okay? So that golf ball, what's that golf ball doing there? That golf ball, you wanna squeeze, you wanna engage your butt, squeeze your butt cheeks together. From here, you feel how your back basically, as soon as you squeeze, your back goes to the floor and makes an imprint, okay? You squeeze your butt, you feel your core engaging automatically. So you wanna keep that squeeze. You lift up the hips slowly. From here, hold it, breathe in. And as you breathe out, you slowly go down. But you keep that squeeze until you reach the floor and then release. Okay, again, breathe in, breathe out, imprint, squeeze your butt cheeks as hard as you go. Remember that golf ball, lift off the hips. You squeeze, breathe in, and breathe out as you go down. Keep squeezing, don't let it go. And then you release, okay? So for those of you who find it a little bit more difficult to squeeze your glutes in this position, an easier variation is if you bring the heels of your foot together, okay? So when you bring the heels together, feet close to your body as well. From here, squeeze your butt, same thing, the golf ball, all the way up, keep holding it, and then you only release it when you're back to the floor. Number 4 are bird dogs. I'm gonna give you 2 different modifications. What we're gonna do is we are in tabletop position with your shoulders above your wrists and your hips above your knees. From here, pull your belly button towards your spine, feel your core engaging first, and you're gonna lift up one hand and the opposite leg. You've probably seen this exercise a million times before, and we're gonna alternate that. Important here is really to feel your core muscles working. So if you find this rather easy, you can hold the balance. You're gonna walk the knees back a tiny bit. Okay, this is the modification 2 I was talking about. So from here, you shift your hips to the front. Don't let your hips hang up in the air here. Really, shoulders above your wrists. Pull your belly button towards your spine. We're gonna lift up and try to hold the balance. The further you walk your knees back, the harder it gets. Number 5. Planks. Everyone talks about planks. Planks are really, really great exercise, but you need to find your variation of it. This is really important because a lot of people will get back pain from planks, and the reason why is because their core is just much weaker than the back. The back loves acting up. Your core is weak, your back is just much stronger. Your back will always jump in to help your weak core muscles. I'm gonna show you different plank variations, but I'm gonna show you the hollow plank variation of all these exercises, because the hollow plank variation will help you activate your core even faster, even better, so you can really focus on squeezing those core and ab muscles. Okay, for the hollow plank, it's important that you press into, you basically round the upper back, you press into the hands, and as you can see here, I'm not shrugging my shoulders up. I'm really, from neutral spine, I'm gonna press into my shoulders and round the upper back here, okay? The second important thing is that you squeeze your glutes actually. The glutes? Yes, the glutes. The glutes are actually part of your core muscles. So with your hands on a chair, which is the easiest variation here, you're gonna press into the shoulders, round the upper back, squeeze your glutes, and as you can see, this helps me automatically squeeze the upper and lower abs together, and that's what you wanna do. Squeeze your glutes, feel the upper and lower abs engaging, and squeeze on top of that as well. Same thing, make it a little bit harder. If you have wrist problems, you're gonna come down onto the forearms. From here, you're gonna press into the shoulders, round the upper back, squeeze your glutes, and then you feel your upper and lower abs engaging. So, to make it a little bit harder, push the chair away, and then with your hands on the floor, underneath your shoulders, remember, from here, the same thing. You don't just wanna let your hips hang here or up in the air here. Try to find a flat back, neutral spine, and from here, press into the floor, upper back rounding, squeeze your glutes, feel your upper and lower abs engaging. And the last one, on the forearms. Okay, the lower you go, the harder it gets. And then you're gonna hold it out. So in the beginning, it's gonna be a little bit harder. In the beginning, you might only be doing 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds. Try to work it up to a minute, and then go to the next step. Again, if you start feeling your back working, it's not a back exercise, okay? Make it easier, really feel your core. Rather go easier and feel your core than harder and feel your back. Bonus content, number 6. I know I said only 5, but number 6 is a stretch. After you did all these exercises that we just did before, you're gonna stretch out and relieve your back. I'll show you my favorite stretch that I always do to relieve my back pain, or back tightness at least. So you're gonna lie down onto the floor, you're gonna straighten out one leg out in front of you and hug the other leg in, and from here, twist and open up the chest. This hand goes down to the floor while this knee goes down to the floor as well. And then you can either look up, or if it's okay for your neck, you can look to the opposite side and just hold the stretch. You should be holding the stretch for at least 30 seconds. I normally hold my stretches for a minute or two to really get the benefits of the stretch. And there we are again. So the question now is, how many repetitions, how many rounds, and how often do you actually need to do it? I normally recommend doing 10 repetitions per exercise. If you have an exercise where you are working on one side at a time, you do 10 repetitions per side for at least 2 rounds. So if you've got more time, you want to do a little bit more, do 3 rounds. 3 rounds is always a good number, but sometimes we're time strapped or lazy, so do at least 2. What I always tell my clients who have chronic back pain, if you want to get rid of chronic back pain, you need to work on it chronically. Okay, so better do it more often and less instead of doing too much and all at once. So I recommend you to do it at least 3 times a week. It would be better if you could do it more often. Let's say if you did it every single day, just 1 round, that's even better than those 3 times 3 rounds, okay? Share this video with a friend who has back pain, because we all care about each other, and comment below if you have any other exercises that have helped you in the past with your lower back pain, and I'll see you in the next video.